signed at USC to play football for Pete Carroll in 2003, and we won 2 national championships there, 3 Pac-10 titles, and it was a phenomenal experience. One I'll never forget, just winning 2 national championships and just being a part on a national level, on a national stage was amazing. It allowed me to play football at a national level. Since SC, there in the LA area, there's not a professional football team. SC is kind of placed up on a pedestal as a professional team. I think my twin brother and I, when we were getting recruited to play football at USC, we definitely weighed our options. Definitely living close and to Stanford University, we wanted to go there, but fortunately enough, we got offered by over 30 schools on a football athletic scholarship. So it was really, we were really blessed to have that and to be able to choose where we wanted to end up at. And we just felt like USC had the best intangibles in terms of academics and in sports, especially their football program being up on the upper echelons of the collegiate level and competing on a national level for the national title every so often, especially Coach Carroll showing that interest in us and us wanting to play for him. Coach Pete Carroll bringing all types of things to the table, like his enthusiasm, his ability to bring all types of star athletes together and be able to gel as one unit and just having fun and being unstoppable at the time. I think being on campus and around the city of LA, playing for USC, you definitely get recognized because you're on a national level. Like I said, there's no pro football team here, and being at USC is just the culture of LA and how the city, the school, and the rest of the student body embrace you as a student athlete. It was a phenomenal thing to experience, and I think you kind of get that star treatment. Definitely get that star treatment just because you're playing on that national level. Because you're at USC, there's more sponsors, more hype, more television networks wanting to view the games, and you're definitely getting that center stage on the top ABC, Fox Sport. So you're definitely, unlike other small schools who, when they compete on a Division I level, they might not have their games televised every game. But being at SC, when I was playing 03, we set up a record for the most sellouts. We played at our home field at the Coliseum, LA Coliseum. We sold out like the most ever at SC. How much we played and practiced definitely went hand in hand, just because being on a strict regimen, being on a strict schedule, you only have certain hours to study. So it forces you to, unlike a normal student who's just a full-time student, no sports, being an athlete, you have to have your classes and you have to work out at certain times. You have to have your class from a block from 8 to 12, and then you have to have lunch, and then the rest of your afternoon is preparing for practice, film studies. A lot of people don't know, but it's behind the scenes, preparing yourself for your opponent, watching yourself, studying film of the previous day of practice. There's about 2.5 hours or 3 hours every day that go into film studies before you even pick up a weight in the gym, before you even pick up a football, before you even step on the field. So you definitely have to prepare yourself mentally and stay on top of your books. But a lot of people are kind of oblivious to the whole preparation thing in terms of your mental strategy, in terms of preparing yourself off the field as well as your physical. You got to be conditioned on the field physically. So there's a lot of work that goes in. But we have mandatory study hall. We'll probably get off the field. A typical day would be waking up at 6 a.m., 6:30 workouts to 8, class from 8 to 12, lunch, then film study, like getting taped, treatment on your body, practice from 3 o'clock to 6:30, then dinner, then mandatory study hall from 8 to 10. And that's your typical day during the season as a student athlete. I think my weekends, I find myself going out, being in the backyard of the Hollywood scene. You definitely find time to go out. I think most of the time in undergrad we were able to go out because at USC there's such a connection with alumni, especially with people you network with who run the industry and then entertainment industry and the nightlife source. A lot of people have approached my twin brother and I because we're twins. I think that's what separates us, honestly, from a biological standpoint, right off the bat. We've taken a year off to apply for medical school, but we have indulged in the entertainment industry in terms of modeling and commercial gigs, movies. We have a couple projects going on, but we recently just signed with Ed Hardy's Swimwear 2009 campaign, and that should be in catalogs and on billboards across the nation this summer. But I think our biggest gimmick is that we were twins, so that sells a lot in terms of certain companies, certain ads, certain commercials, or have casting calls for twins, and I think that's how we got into it. Financially, I've been blessed because my dad's success in terms of his practice or whatnot, because he's an orthopedic surgeon, that we have been blessed with a lifestyle that certain kids do not have. But I think what has influenced, I should say, myself in terms of how I talk about or choose not to talk about certain things, or what kind of cars I drive, where I live, or in a sense like boast or brag or be narcissistic in terms of what I have, is because I think I've grown up with people from all sorts of socioeconomic status, all sorts of kids from all different demographics, whether it's the projects in San Francisco, whether it's East Palo Alto, whether they're living off of welfare checks in East Oakland, to kids who are Bill Gates' sons, or who's Jerry Rice's daughter, or Joe Montana's kids, or just professional athletes, kids that I went to school with, who have been financially well off. And I think I've seen both extremes, and that has shaped my life in terms of how I choose how I express myself. I might have nice things, or I might drive a nice car, or I might live in an affluent neighborhood, but I think I tend to just be more so humble about my stuff, just because how my parents raised us, and how I've had friends who are from the hood, quote unquote, or from the ghetto, who really have nothing. And I've also had friends on the other side of this end, where they've been financially set for life, so to speak. But I think that's why I choose to just be humble about all my stuff, and just always feel fortunate and blessed at the same time.
I did my best to notice